Hi guys, I am Syrachime, and I welcome you back to another episode of Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last episode, we got our very first Pokemon from the eccentric Pokemon Professor, and we started out on our quest to get this Pokemon egg from Mr. Pokemon. And we made it through Route 29 and got here to Cherrygrove City, which, as I said, is the halfway mark, but we did not go any further due to time constraints. So in this episode, we are going to make it around Cherrygrove City, up to Mr. Pokemon's house, get the item that we need, and then take it back to Professor Elm. Even though I really don't want to do that, there's not really anything else we could do in this game until we do, so yeah, we do the task or we don't do it at all, so there you go. Alright, so we got to get started with this, and the first thing we do is we actually need to go forward, but wouldn't you know it, this being the beginning of a Pokemon game, we have a non-passable tutorial. So here we have this weird guy here, which I kid you not is named Guide Gent. Must be a weird name calling you Mr. Gent. Well, anyway, Mr. Gent here says, "You're a rookie trainer, aren't you?" I can tell. That's okay. Everyone is a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I could teach you a few things. Well, I've said this before in the old guy in Fire Red with his tutorial. What on earth does an old man like you know that a young, bright prodigy like myself can't figure out on my own? Anyway. Okay then, follow me. And with that, he runs away without even caring about his pupil. My point exactly about old people not being able to teach us a thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you weren't wearing the running shoes. A mechanic that does not make sense, I'll talk about it later. Anyway, I'll try to go as slow as possible, so try keeping up. So with that, we go up here, we identify our first building. This is a Pokemon Center. They heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn about them. I'll talk about these buildings that he's showing us in more detail later, but first things first. This is a Pokemart. They sell Pokeballs for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items, which again I will talk about in more detail later. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokemon there. If you go a little bit further, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house. Alright, so it sounds like we've got our next bearing for our destination. Now the next place he shows us, I really don't know why he feels the need to do this, and you will see exactly why in a minute. This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokemon are found only in the water. Again, one of those places I really don't know why you need to identify. Even if you've never played these games before, I'm pretty sure you can figure out that water Pokemon are in the ocean. Anyway, here, it's my house. Well, of course, this tutorial would conclude with you coming to your house. Sure, your house is the most important thing in this city. Anyway, for your efforts of keeping up with me, I'll give you my running shoes. They're still warm. What? Dude, I don't want your running shoes. I wouldn't wear your shoes any more than I'd wear your socks. That's just disgusting. I don't care if you're offended at that. I'm not wearing your shoes, you jerk. That is just disgusting. Got you, didn't I? What? You mean that was a joke? Dude, you are a cruel prankster. Anyway, don't worry. These are brand new. And with that, Chime received the running shoes from, I told you, the Guide Gent. Maybe his first name is The and his last name is Gent. Well, anyway, Mr. Gent here says, the instructions read, touch the sprint button on the touchscreen to sprint. It also says hold the B button down to sprint, which I will talk about more in a little bit. And with that, he walks away, and that is the end of that. Well, anyway, just describing this little running shoe thing briefly. If you click the little sneaker button on your touchscreen, you can officially run around if you want, and you don't have to press anything. Alternatively, you could turn the sneakers off and hold the B button down, and you could run around like that. Now later on in the adventure, I will go ahead and activate the shoes to do it a little bit later on. But for now, we have a route coming up with a lot of chances to run into wild Pokemon, so I'm not going to equip the running shoes right now, but we will do that a little bit later. So anyway, getting that out of the way, we have our next bearing to our destination, like I said, so we're going to start making our way up there now. And if we do, whoa. Oh, well, look who it is, Mr. Gent. Huff, huff. I made it. Yeah, why'd you come all the way up here, you jerk? Why are you interrupting our adventure? I forgot about one thing. This is a token from me. Take it. What is it, another pair of your old shoes that I don't want? Well, maybe he forgot to give us the socks that go with the shoes. Now, with that, we obtain the map card for the Pokegear, which I will look at a little bit later. Chime's Pokegear can now show the town map, which again I said I will show in a little bit. Select the Pokegear on the touchscreen and then select the town map icon. Again, I will show this stuff later, you crazy tutorial. You'll see, what on earth, what part of I'll show this later don't you get? Oh, I didn't realize this tutorial was this in detail like this. Anyway, you'll see the map of the region you're currently in. Okay, thank you. The Pokebeer becomes more useful as you add cards, which I will again show later. Goodbye, Mr. Gent. I wish you luck on your journey. Thank you. Get out of my face. Bye. Alright, so now that he's out of there, we can finally progress on to Mr. Pokemon's house, what we've been trying to do for 2 episodes now. And so make it up here to Route 30. We have some tall grass here. Oh, please don't let me run into any wild Pokemon. I've actually had to re-record this 3 different times because I keep running into wild Pokemon. Alright, so we got this guy over here. This is not a trainer. I guess we'll go and talk to him, though, because we can. Oh, you're wearing the running shoes. They make you feel like you are flying, don't they? Don't know, I haven't tried them yet. But beware of wild Pokemon and trainers. When you run, the noise will attract them. Yeah, probably attract a bunch of other things as well. But anyway, moving up. Got an item over here. Pick this up, and we get a potion. Fantastic. Alright, so we're going to move on from here. I don't really care about that. Well, anyway, I guess I can't talk about the running shoes here in a minute, but... Ooh, this house. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of curious as to what on earth is in here. Who on earth might be in there, but you know what? Don't care. Moving on. Alright, we're going to go on up here. Whoa! Hey, kiddo! What? How in the world can you be so oblivious to my eye-catching house? Hold it right there. Well, you know I'm not oblivious to it, but I was always told by my parents not to go into the house of strangers, and I've seen what happens to Hansel and Gretel, so... yeah. Anyway, this guy is important, and you will see exactly why in just a little bit. When you follow the path up north, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house, which is what I'm trying to get to. Why won't you people just let me go there? But before you go, let me finish what I have to say. Alright, hurry up, because I don't want to stand around here all day. Do you have any apricorns? Excuse me, no I do not. Why do you ask? Apricorn trees bear fruit once a day. I have one of these trees too. Apricorns are really something. You can make Pokeballs and other things. They're quite useful. Okay, why are you telling me all this, you jerk? I have a feeling this is meant to be, because I have something for you. Please tell me it's not a pair of socks, shoes, or something like that. No, it is an apricorn box. So anyway, this is these apricorn boxes here. You can store apricorns in. I'll kind of explain this in just a little bit, but first, with that apricorn box, you can carry so many apricorns. Fantastic. You'll be a decent apricorn collector. Again, fantastic. Thank you for interrupting our entire adventure just for that. Well, anyway, the apricorn things. You go over here. This is an apricorn tree. You pick this up. Certain trees will have certain kind of apricorns. I think there's one of 6 or 8 different colors you could choose from, or that you could find. And if you actually pick these things, as he said, these things here, we have a green apricorn or a grrn apricorn. It's a growling apricorn. Anyway, here we have this green apricorn. A little bit later on, we'll actually be able to take these to somebody who specializes in turning these things into Pokeballs, and they will make Pokeballs for us. Not exactly sure what apricorns make what Pokeballs, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. Because what I want to worry about right now is getting to Mr. Pokemon's house, because I really just want to get there. Ah, yes, made it without a wild encounter. Haha. Here we pick up an antidote. An item that would become very helpful if your Pokemon happens to become poisoned. I'll explain status conditions a little bit later. Alright, so finally, come up here, and we are not at Mr. Pokemon's house like I thought we were, but we are getting close. Please don't run into any wild Pokemon. Yes, I am invincible to wild encounters. That's what I get for bragging about being immune to wild encounters. Well, anyway, if you're wondering why on earth Why do I curse myself like this? Like I said, this is my 2nd time filming this just because I keep running into so many wild Pokemon. Alright, as I was saying, I apologize for not really showing any of these battles that I've been doing on screen. The main reason for it is because I actually want to save our first battle for a little bit later in the episode. So yeah, we'll worry about that later, but once we make it all the way up here, past all of those obstacles that were just mostly people stopping us, we see that we have made it to Mr. Pokemon's house, a guy which I'm still not sure how he got that name. Once we finally make it in here, we will see Mr. Pokemon himself, with a very weird person we will see or talk to in a minute. You must be Chime. Yes, I am. How did you know? It was I who sent an email to Professor Elm earlier. So that means you must be Mr. Pokemon. How did you get your name? Apparently he's not going to tell us. Instead, he's going to his cabinet, going to kick it a couple times. And then, this is what I want Professor Elm to examine. And with that, we obtain the mystery egg. Chime put the mystery egg in the item pack. Yeah, it's just an item pack where you store key items, stuff like that. Moving on. A friend of mine from Ekritik gave it to me. I bet you can't find this kind of poke egg in Johto. Well, spoiler alert, as it turns out, you can! It contains a Johto Pokemon. I'll identify later. Anyway, I thought Professor Elm might be able to tell what this is. What, you can't tell just by looking at it that it's an egg? I'm not an expert on eggs that you can find out in the wild, but I'm pretty sure I can identify an egg when I see one. Just saying. He's the best when it comes to research of Pokemon evolution. Just wait till the 6th generation when Mega Evolutions are involved. Put into the games. Anyway, that's a quote from the famous Professor Oak. You are returning to Professor Elm? Yes, I am. Here. Your Pokemon should have some rest, even though I haven't battled anything, but okay. So with that, he has healed our Pokemon, and we will officially see someone that we saw in the very first episode, and that is Professor Oak. And with that, I'm Professor Oak, a Pokemon researcher, which I'm convinced is not really your occupation. You're just some crazy guy who bought his degree off the internet. Just saying. Anyway, so, you're Chime. Yes, I am. Are you eavesdropping on my conversations, you jerk? I was just visiting my friend, Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon. I see, you must be helping Professor Elm's research. I think I understand why Professor Elm gave you that Pokemon. I'm glad you do, because I sure don't. All I got from the entire thing was that I'm running an errand for a lazy professor, but that's just me. If you see something else, I'm proud of you, Professor Oak. You will treat your Pokemon with love and care, it seems. Yes, because I've really done so much with it since I've got it. I nicknamed it Bloke, and that's the end of it. Ah! You seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? And prefer not to, but what exactly do you have in mind that you want me to help you out with? See? This is the latest version of the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. And with that, Chime received the Pokédex from Professor Oak. Go meet many kinds of Pokemon and complete that Pokédex. But I've stayed too long. I have to get back to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Chime, I have a feeling that this is not the last time we'll meet. I had that same feeling too, but in a very bad way. Let's exchange numbers just to be on the safe side. Why? You won't remember? You don't even know what gender I am. How on earth are you going to remember my phone number? Apparently we don't get a choice in the matter. Oh well, anyway, with that, Chime has registered Professor Oak in the Pokegear. I should be excited about that, but I'm really not. And with that, he walks away. Man, what on earth is it with people just identifying random 10-year-olds on the street and thinking they have potential to fill up a Pokédex, get a Pokemon egg, and do things that the professor's aides could never do? Oh, well, anyway, you got anything to say before I get out of here, you old jerk? Sorry to trouble you, having you go back and forth. But please make sure to hand it to Professor Elm. Yeah, I'm sure I can do that. It's not like I'm incompetent or anything. Sure, no, like I said in the previous episode, nobody more dependable than a random 10-year-old child. Well, anyway, we're gonna go ahead... What? Professor Elm? I told you not to call me, you jerk. Hello, Chime? What? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no! Please, get back here now! Well, that was a little bit random and a little bit... I don't know what more to say about it than the fact that it's random, but okay. Anyways, he seems like he's in a bit of trouble, but I don't know why he called me. I don't know. The guy's eccentric. Let's just leave it at that. Alright, so we're going to make our way back. Thankfully, the trip back shouldn't be as bad with random encounters as the trip up here was. I'll say that now. Get out of the tall grass. Yes, I made it. I am not going to say that I am invincible to wild Pokemon because I will run into wild Pokemon if I do. Alright, so we'll make our way down here very carefully. You can jump some ledges now, which is fantastic. Well, anyway, oh yeah, something I totally forgot about. The mechanic of the running shoes. I really don't get this. In order to run in this game, or any of the Pokemon games for that matter, you have to have the running shoes in order to run. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, anybody could run, but you need running shoes in order to do it in this game? I don't know, it makes no sense to me. Well, anyway, we make it over here, and we will see for the first time ever a friend of ours, which is not really a friend. It is our red-haired spy from the previous episode staring into Professor Elm's lab. With 3 dots, Morse code. You got a Pokemon at the lab. What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. What? Dude, you did not just call me a wimp. Don't you get what I'm saying? With 3 dots, not really. Only other people understand what I say with 3 dots. I do not speak Morse code. Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. And with that, we are taken into our very first battle, which is actually a battle with this game's rival. So I give you Passerby Boy. Yes, he has one of the most unique games in the entire Pokemon series. Anyway, he's actually going to have a Pokemon from Professor Elm as well. How he got this will be identified in a little bit, but more or less the Pokemon he will have will be the one that has a type advantage over you. So if you have Totodile like I do, he will have a Chikorita. If you have a Chikorita, he will have Cyndaquil, and if you have Cyndaquil, he will have Totodile. So here we get to this battle, and now is when I would officially like to explain how to do all this stuff. Now I've already explained a little bit briefly about what all these things do. You click the bag and do whatever you want here. Outside of trainer battles, you can run if you want to, and you've seen me do that before. And if you have more than 6 Pokemon in your party, you can go to your Pokemon and switch out whichever one you want. But what I want to do is I actually want to go to the fight option, and if you click this, we will be taken to where you pretty much have your various 4 attacks here. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and just scratch this Chikorita. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, the goal of each Pokemon battle is to weaken your opponent down to 0 health. And once you successfully do that, well, good things will happen, and you'll see exactly what I mean in a minute. So we'll go ahead and just keep scratching this thing, and Chikorita will growl at me, so much so that it scares my attack down. You know what? If you're going to do that, I am going to stare at you so much that it freaks you out that your defense falls. Wow, I bet this is the most interesting Pokemon battle in the history of forever. Anyway, alright. We're just going to keep scratching this thing here. Go, bloke! I guess I could try an Australian attempt. Oi, mate! Do that thing, bloke! You're doing okay for someone we... Dude! You are a... Oh, that's it. Kill this thing, bloke! Show this thing what you've got. Scratch that thing, bloke! Again, I am sorry for my failures of doing in Australian. Never mind. Moving on. Prior to this episode, I actually watched a 3-minute tutorial how to speak Australian. I can't get it right. Anyway, once you KO the Pokemon, you will gain a certain amount of experience point. If you get enough, you will actually level up like this, and if you do, you'll increase your max HP, your max attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed. I really don't feel the need to explain these stats right now. I'll do it a little bit later. Just know that the higher these things are, the better. So anyway, and there we've learned Water Gun, which is a Water-type move on a Water-type Pokemon. Guess I can't say when you do that. Well, are you happy you won? Yes, I am, and with that we win prize money. Anyway, I'll say what I was going to say in a minute. But first, dots, Morse code. Do you know who I am? Not really, you're just... Yes, I do. You are Passerby Boy. Well, either that or 3 dots. I can't really tell. I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Yeah, right, you jerk. Dude? Oh, come back here and say that to my face, you jerk. Oh, he did come back. Give it back. That's my trainer card. Wait a minute, I stole your trainer card? My character is awesome if it did that. Maybe Bloke did it. That would be funny. Oh, my Pokemon's so awesome. He steals trainer cards off of jerks. Way to go, Bloke. Way to go. Anyway, oh no, you saw my name. Yes, it's Passerby Boy. And with that, he walks away. Wow, what an intimidating situation. Oh, well, anyway, I guess we might as well get back to Professor Elm, because if that guy has a Pokemon for Professor Elm's lab, I'm pretty sure that's not good. What do you think, Totodile? Totodile seems like he's pretty good to go. Bloke seems to want to return to the lab. You know what, I want to as well, so let's get back there as quickly as we can. It's a little bit disturbing that we ran into a kid like that had, well, a Chikorita. Could that be what Professor Elm was trying to call us about? Well, anyway, whether it was or not, we'll just keep running away. We're almost there. Thankfully, this is the one place where you can run around and not run into any, well, I hate it when I say that and nothing works out. Alright, just take it slow. Take it easy. And maybe we can get back without running into any wild... For the love of Godzilla, can I please make it I cannot wait until we can get repels and not have to worry about random encounters ever again, just saying. Alright, we finally made it back here to Professor Elm's lab. And if we go in and talk to him, we will see that there's a police officer here, so I guess he's finally wised up and called the police. Who are you? We are investigating the case of the missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1. Whoever did it will come back to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it? What? I did not. This is why I can't do anything for anybody, because I come back and they accuse me of doing things that I did not do. Well, anyway, here we have Lyra coming to our defense. Hold on a second. He has nothing to do with it. I saw it. There was a red-haired boy looking into the building. Yeah, I saw that guy too. I am totally innocent here. Exclamation mark. What? You battled a boy like that? Yes, I did. I am totally innocent in this case, as I have said already. Kind of funny, though, that he believes a 10-year-old child. But then again, why didn't Professor Elm stick up for me? Anyway, he must be the one who did it. Did you happen to get his name? Yes, I did. And with that, you officially get the name, or you officially get the opportunity to name your rival. So yeah, this is actually one time in these games, well, not the one time, you actually get to name your rival here. Now, you can name him anything you want, but I'm going to go ahead and name him something that just kind of seems to fit. And that is, well, let me type this up, and you will see exactly what it is in a minute. Alright, hurry up, you name thing. I wish these things were easier to get together, but it is what it is. Alright, yes. I am naming this guy Richard. I think he looks like a Richard to me, and it kind of seems to fit. I did it in a previous playthrough that I did of this game, and I liked it, so I'm doing it again. His name is Richard. Of course, I should have named him 3 Dots. That would have been hilarious. Anyway, I see. So Richard was his name? Yes, it was. Thanks for helping my investigation. My next assignment is searching for the red-haired individual. And with that, he walks off without interrogating us any further. What a complete waste. Well, anyway, Chime, I'm glad they understand you are innocent. Yes, thank you for clearing my name, Lyra. No thanks to you, Professor Elm, you jerk. See you later. And with that, my hero walks off. Out of the room that is this crazy lab. Anyway, Chime, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? And with that, we show him the mystery egg. Once he sees it, he freaks out. This is an egg, isn't it? Yes, it is. Very observant, Professor Elm. This egg may be something I've never seen. How on earth could you people have never seen an egg before? Seriously, it's not like these things are foreign objects from space. Anyway, still, it's just an egg. Mr. Pokemon is always fascinated by eggs. Apparently you are too. Don't ever introduce these guys to Easter. I bet they will have a field day if you do. Well, since he gave it to us, we might as well find out what secret it holds. Okay. I'll keep it for a while to find out about the egg. What? What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokédex? I didn't realize how much people jump from topics left and right in this game. It's almost like a Legend of Zelda game. Anyway, Chime, is that true? That's incredible! He is superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Apparently you are that same way. I don't know, just roll with it. Wow, Chime, I knew you were a little bit different. Yes, because I am wearing a black hat. That's the only thing that I think of that stands out about me in this game. Anyway, things are going to be fun. Your Pokemon seem to really like you, so why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? If you manage to defeat all the gym leaders, you'll eventually challenge the Pokemon League champion. Or not. Haha! Dude, you are a jerk! You don't say something like that and then follow it up with, or not. Ugh, these people are evil. I didn't realize how mean they were in this game until now. Anyway, becoming the champion is not at all easy, but you can certainly challenge Violet City's gym. And with that, Chime, challenging the gyms scattered around will be a long journey. And obviously you don't have much faith in me. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. Oh joy, talking to my dim-witted mother. Yeah, don't see anything possibly going wrong there. Well, anyway, come on, Totodile. We're done here, and even if we're not, I don't want to be in the company of this idiot any longer, so I guess since we're going to go take the Pokemon League Gym Challenge and there's nothing anyone can do to stop us, well, aside from our mother, might our mother finally have a change of heart and say that she actually cares about us now? Only one way to find out. Mother, I'm home, and I'm going on a gym challenge. What have you to say, Mother? So, you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll help too. But what can I do for you? Are you seriously going to let me go out into the wilderness? Oh, never mind. We already know how bad of a parent you are. Moving on. I know. Every time you receive prize money, I'll save some of it for you. On a long journey, money is important. Yes, it is. Why are you letting me go at 10 years old? Do you want me to save the money for you? Well, anyway, introduced to this part here is the option for your mother to actually save your money. Now, if you wanted to do this, every battle that you actually take part in, I think 25% to 50% of your earnings will actually go back to her, and she'll just kind of keep this money for you. Sometimes she'll buy items for you, which could be good or bad. If you're like me, though, and you kind of want to hog your money, just say no to this option, but I think for the game's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just say yes. If we do that, okay, I'll take care of your money. Be careful. I will, Mother. Pokemon are your friends. When you work as a team, you can accomplish anything. I want to move a mountain. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Anyway, now, go on. Well, thank you for your blessing, Mother. I'm glad you're going to let me travel the world by myself at 10 years old with only a little crocodilian creature by my side to keep me safe. Yeah, can't see anything possibly going wrong there, but if you say it's okay, alright, Mother. Goodbye. I'll see you whenever I feel like it. Alright, so with that, we've received her blessing to go on a Pokemon journey. I really don't know why. But you know what? If it gets me as far away from these two people, I am perfectly fine to do that, so we are going to get started on our journey, but we are actually going to do that in the next episode. I think we've actually accomplished more than enough for this particular episode, so we're going to go ahead and call things off right here. So next time, my Let's Play of Pokemon SoulSilver, we're going to make our way back to Cherrygrove City, up to Mr. Pokemon's house again, and then proceed on to Violet City to hopefully take on the gym leader there. So, until that time, I will catch you guys later.